A true and faithful relation would pass for many years between Dr. John Dee and some spirits, 1659. Praga, the cross means it's their holy place. January 21, Monday, main hora, 9.5. And remember, it's 1585. He said, Oration Dominica eo Arias percabus adium fusis pro ejus gratio eo auxilio per fidelis suas ministras eo nostras conatus promovendos, etc. Edward Kelly said, Here he is. He said, Benedictus que venit in nomen Domini, cujus nomen sanctificator eo exaltator, nunc eo in avam per omnes gentes. And the entity spoke, Remember that you are flesh, and by your works deserve nothing at God's hand. Now, if you be man, then are you of earth, earthy, but according to your similitude, grafted in the image of God, in his Son, Jesus, you are heavenly. That's Son with an O. But behold, God is opposite unto you, and a spirit cleaveth not unto you, and that you are flesh, and that you are earth, and that you are filthy, and that you are the children of Satan, and that therefore take part with him against Christ, anointed of the Lord. So see, that indicates that Christ is not the Lord, but anointed of the Lord, which I'm sure was a stand-in for Yahweh. Edward Kelly said he is out of sight now. Now if ye be opposite, or more contrary to the image of him which dwelleth in you, if you dwell in him, what do ye here? Why presume you to enter within the doors of him to whom you are adversary? Herein you show your ignorance, and the lumpishness of your fragility, in that you seek of him, unto whom you are odious, or crave the bread which is due and necessary for his children and servants. But hear my voice, petentibus dat sed pentibus filius eo servis, sed non alienis. In the margin, panis. Notwithstanding of his mercy, for that he knew before the beginning of all the world the corruption of your vessels, and remembering that you have been of his household, mercifully he hath hitherto winked at you, and at your presumption, and fed you with that bread which is not the bread of sinners. But now considering that you continue in your wickedness, continue in your rebellion against his majesty, and fight daily under his banner, which is accursed, he taketh his bread from you, shutteth up his doors against you, warneth his servants against you, and has become a firebrand of wrath against you. And the margin upon condition, then he's speaking, continuing, but here you will say, were not we of those numbers unto whom he made a promise. You were so, but upon condition that if you would bridle your tongues from speaking evil, and become wholly his, but you are neither his nor bridle your tongues, but speak blasphemy before the Lord and the messengers of his light and covenant. Therefore are you not inheritors of his promise. Behold, while the grapes grew, and the corn ripeneth, God did expect your return, for no hour is unacceptable unto him. But now the harvest cometh, that the corn must be cut down, and the grapes pressed. You are not as you said you would be, nor as you promised. Therefore are you excluded. For in the vineyard there cometh no strangers, nor in this harvest cometh any hirelings. For is not the harvest of man. And there's a triangle representing D, but I'm not seeing what he said. But then he spoke further. Now, either fulfill your promise and return from the multitude of your sins, or murmur not, though you be shut out of doors. The earth of itself bringeth forth nothing, for it is the lamp and excrement of darkness, whose bowels are a burning lake. But where the heavens yield, and the sun with a U, poureth down his force, she openeth herself, and becometh spongy, receiving mixture to generation, and so is exalted above herself, and bringeth forth to the use of man. Even so the body, when it lieth in the puddle and hotchpotch of his earthly filthiness and darkness, making himself equal with beasts whose dignity is not, but in their use. Edward Kelly said, now he is here again, and he says two things you have to be instructed in Verlodner and in the law of Koitian and mixture. The first is the instrument working and drawing things together of one nature. The second is the bounds and terms, wherein every mixture consisteth, and beyond the which it cannot go. The first of four parts, every part containeth his contained double. Every part containeth his contained double. The first is Tepens. This teacheth the rest. These two things can I open unto you in 2 revolutions, which is but 1 day's work. But now I cease to open any more unto you till I see the favor of God, or open unto you after 7 days I will come again. Until then I neither am nor speak. These are the mercies of God be upon us, now and forever. Amen.